it's week 2 in the NFL, and the Falcons are playing prime time football as they travel to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles in Monday Night Football. It's an NFC matchup, and all eyes are on this game tonight. Thank you guys for joining us for the Falcons pregame show presented by Ticketmaster. Of course, Taylor Vismor, Derek Rackley. We're going to be with you guys for the next 30 minutes talking about last week, talking about this week, and what comes with primetime games. This is the first of 4. How excited are you to have a primetime game with the Falcons in it?
Yeah, it's great because, and we'll hear from some of the players about this, but this is, and I don't want to sit here and say that this is what it's all about, right? I mean, when you get to the National Football League, that's what it's all about. And I don't want to take anything away from any of the media partners, but when you have a captive audience, when you're the only show in your window, and basically anybody that wants to watch NFL football is turning on your game. That's what you want. You get all the eyeballs. You get exclusivity. Yes. And so, yes, this is what a lot of players look forward to. I was fortunate enough in my career to play on a couple Mondays and Sundays where you get in that window where it's just you and there's just a little bit more anticipation, a little bit more nervousness, and I think all that is good.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is going to be the first primetime game for the Falcons since 2022. That's when they played on Thursday night. But this is the first Monday Night Football game for them since 2020. So a lot of guys in this Falcons locker room will be playing primetime for the first time, and we asked them what they thought about the primetime matchup.
Our goal is just to go 1-0 this week. No matter if it's a primetime game or whatever type of game it is, it's to go 1-0 and get a win on the column.
Monday Night Football, they already got a great fan base, supportive fan base already. So with it being their first home game, they just played a game overseas, so they haven't been able to see their play in front of their fans. So they're gonna be hyped. The fans gonna be hyped.
I'm really excited to get going out there, and especially in Philadelphia, where their fans are super hostile. So I'm excited. I can't wait to go out there and play.
Us as the visitors, I think it's gonna be just as exciting for us because going into a hostile environment should bring out the best in everybody here, and I think that's what you're going to see. And I'm super excited to play in front of that, just in that atmosphere, man. That's what NFL is about.
Pretty cool to see, our team get on a primetime type of game where the whole world's watching, and there's still going to be a normal football game. There's still going to be the same amount of time on the clock. Just be a little bit more hype behind it, nationally televised, and for us to go show out and show the world what we can do.
Being able to play in a primetime game is a blessing within itself, and you just can't take these opportunities for granted. But both squads gonna be ready to roll for sure.
All right, I love what Jesse Bates said. He said this is a normal football game. It's more exciting, but it is a normal football game at the end of the day. And I think what a lot of these younger guys will have to do is find their composure relatively quickly down in Philly today, or up in Philly today, I should say.
Well, they're going to be excited, and that's a good thing because there's going to just be more cameras around, right? And warm-ups on the sidelines after celebration. There's just going to be more opportunities for them to get the press time, if you will. But it just gives you a little bit more juice for this game. But what Jesse Bates said is absolutely right, that once the ball actually is kicked off and they start playing regular football, you kind of lose the fact that you're playing on Monday Night Football, you're playing in prime time. You'll be reminded on a couple of different occasions, but then once the game is going, it's all about executing. It's about your reads, your communication, and just going out there and doing your job as an NFL player. You're not thinking every single play, oh gosh, this is on Monday night. Oh gosh, this is a great broadcast crew. Oh gosh, everybody's watching. You're still going out about your job and trying to make sure that you can succeed to win each individual matchup, to win each play, and ultimately to win the game.
Exactly, and Falcons are still looking for their first win of the season. Obviously, last week did not end the way that the Falcons were wanting to and were hoping to, and I think last week especially, a lot of fans and people of the media left with a lot of questions regarding this Falcons offense. So let's quickly talk about this Falcons offense and week 1. Looking at that game, what questions did you come away from that offense?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like they've got to get better on third down. Like third down for a number of reasons just wasn't good enough to win in the National Football League. Again, going back to when I was playing, like they generally said that if you were 40% or more on third down, you are giving yourself a chance to win. And obviously, as that clip goes higher, 42, 45, even up to 50%, that even improves your chance of winning the football game. Falcons were 2 of 9. That's 22% on third down. It's just not good enough, and a lot of it has to do with where they were at on third down. Was it third and long? Yes, a lot of times it was because of negative yardage plays or untimely penalties. All of those things end up kind of falling together, in contributing to them being 22% on third down. If you're going to continue to win football games, you've got to stay on the field offensively, Taylor. You've got to find ways to continue to get first down. A lot of times you look at third down, yes, but that could be also getting a first down on second down or getting another first down and first down. But so much of it has to do with penalties as well, procedure penalties, holding penalties, illegal hands to the face. All that stuff ends up backing up your drive, and it's extremely difficult to convert when it's 3rd and 17. You've got to keep it at 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 1. Maybe you just get a quarterback sneak to pick up a fresh set of downs that keeps you on the field, play ball control, and get you closer to scoring.
Yeah, you bring up quarterback sneak. Normally that's lined up under center, and that was, I think, the biggest conversation this week. Not just for Falcons, but like throughout the NFL. Everyone was talking about where Kirk Cousins was lining up, and I told you earlier, I don't know that there's a ton of validity of where he's lining up because he came from the Vikings, and that was only where he lined up was under center. But he has an offensive coordinator in Zach Robinson, where he comes from LA, and the Rams ran pistol and shotgun more than any other team in the NFL last year, and it works for them. But what I would prefer to see more from Kirk Cousins this week is play action. I want to see more play action this week. That doesn't mean get rid of pistol or get rid of shotgun altogether and just go from under center, but I need to see more play action this week.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. I think it's something that Kirk Cousins has shown throughout the course of his career that he's so good at. And we didn't get a chance to see that in week 1. And I think that's something that does have to change. Now, it could happen from the shotgun. You could still run plenty of different play action concepts when you're playing from the shotgun. If that's what Zach Robinson wants to do, that's how he feels like this offense is going to work the most effectively. But you think about it, there's an interesting stat here. Next Gen Stats actually proved that Kirk Cousins did not have one play action play. And it's the first time in the Next Gen Stats era for Kirk Cousins that he did not have at least one snap in play action. That's 121 games for Kirk Cousins. That was a little bit eye-opening for me because of something that he has done so well throughout his career. And also on play action, Cousins 16 touchdown passes over the last 2 years on plays that came from play action. That's the 4th most in the National Football League. If I'm looking back at those stats, if I'm looking back at the tape of Kirk when he was with Minnesota, even back to Washington, I'm saying, you know what? He did actually operate pretty effectively with those type of concepts. And we've got a guy in Bijan Robinson that pulls a lot of eyes from the defense when he runs across the formation, whether it's standing right next to him, whether it's coming across from the slot or from out wide. Just use that eye candy to fool the defense a little bit. Now you've got some opportunities for some big plays because of how he's going to affect the defense.
Exactly. You bring up Bijan Robinson, and obviously he touched the ball more than anyone else that night, except for Kirk Cousins and Drew Dalman, who's a center. He touched the ball. He had 56. He was responsible, for 56% of the plays last week. That's enormous. And I think what the national media was saying, what the Steelers were saying after the game is we could kind of figure out this offense pretty quickly. We could figure out what they were doing, what they wanted to do, who they were giving the ball to relatively quickly. And head coach Raheem Morris spoke to media earlier this week and offensive coordinator Zach Robinson to discuss how in the future they are going to fix these problems.
You know, I think you just got to go get better at what you're doing. You know, the things that you can correct, you correct. The thing that's went well, you continue to do better. The things you did really good in the game, you add on to, but you're not satisfied. You want to get those guys to always have the get better mindset.